I went in the bathroom and I laid on the floor and I was just begging and I was begging and I was begging God, like, just let it be a dream, just let me wake up, just let my baby be here again. And I was just begging and begging. Like, I have never begged like that much in my life. I have never been a beggar. But yes, I was begging like everything in me that when I walked out this bathroom, I was gonna have a live baby. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm sorry I'm talking weird, y'all, but I got a new tongue ring and it's acting up on me. But yeah, this is part 2 of losing my son, my baby, and how I felt at the hospital visit, what they told me, what could have caused it, everything that happened in the end, how I felt 3 months later, how I felt that day I was holding my lifeless child. So yeah, stay tuned. So one, let's start this video off with these lashes, boo. Hold on. What? These lashes is called Zawe, period, off my lash line. Lashing out by me, period. And this how they come. So make sure you come shop with me. I'm doing 2 for $15. I'm doing a sale for Christmas. Y'all know how that goes. So yeah, get into these lashes, period. That's how we're gonna start off. But yeah, now let's get into the video. Right into the video. I don't know exactly where I left off at in part 1, but I do have some comments and some concerns and some questions that people have been asking me from part 1 of the video. So if you haven't watched part 1, go ahead and stop watching right now and go watch part 1 so you can be all caught up on losing Zaire, my baby. But no, so some of the comments and stuff, I'm going to just piggyback on some of the things other people said. One, I am not bashing my child's father. That is not what the video is about. I'm speaking straight facts. I told y'all I was going to be 100 with y'all. Like, I'm a very open person. I don't care what people say about me, because at the end of the day, I'm going to still be me. So everything I'm saying about my child father relating to my pregnancy and me losing my son is 100% true. I didn't come here to bash him, because no, he was not a bad person the whole pregnancy. But I'm going to get further in that when we get further in this video. So I had a condition. I really don't know how to pronounce it, y'all. So I already told y'all we call this condition SH. I'll tag it one more time. What it looks like, you guys can Google it. It's always going to be in the description as well. So this condition, we're going to start off with this condition. Oh, I just bit my tongue. But yeah, we're going to start off with this condition. And then we're going to explain how I lost him. So the condition, most women can get it. Most women can't get it. Well, not can't, but like doesn't get it. So it's a condition where it's a boil. It's like this much. I don't know how to explain it. Okay, let's see. It's like a bag of blood. That's what we're gonna call it. Right next to your placenta. I really need to take this tongue ring out so I can explain to y'all better. But look, just bear with me. So it's like a bag of blood. Is right next to your placenta, and basically if it grows on your placenta, your child will leave, meaning you will have a miscarriage. But say your father alone, you know, you're bleeding, such as me, I was father alone, the blood will irritate the placenta and make the placenta leave, meaning you will have early birth. So you will have like a stillbirth, or your baby could be completely healthy still and you just have your child earlier. So the condition could be 50-50. You can go a full 9 months, 8 months, 7 months and still have a completely healthy baby, a healthy pregnancy with this condition, and even having your child earlier. Or you can have an aggressive pregnancy, meaning you're bleeding, you might have miscarriage, you might have stillbirth, you might have early pregnancy. And yeah, and the condition just caused you to bleed, like a period. I found out I was pregnant May 23rd. From May 24th until the day I gave birth, I bled nonstop. Just can you, as females, all my ladies, can you imagine bleeding for that long, 5 months, and then 5 months after, because after you have a baby, you bleed for 6 weeks. Or I bled 6 weeks after that too. So I felt like a zombie at this point. I'm just bleeding. I was miserable as fuck. So yeah, I was bleeding. Like, I had like a day out of a month that I wouldn't bleed. Like, I wouldn't bleed through the day, but later on that night I wake up in puddles of blood, like just bloody at this point. So at this point, I felt like I had a period and I was pregnant and it was summer. I felt like I was cursed. So with the condition, it just got worse. Like, I'm gonna insert a clip. I know y'all really might not want to see it, but I'm gonna just spit it to y'all the truth. I'm gonna insert a clip of how my underwear looked. Like, I was just bleeding and just bleeding. I was bleeding through pads. Nothing was working. I was soaking everything, like clothes. I couldn't slay my pregnancy how I wanted to because I would bleed. Couldn't do anything. So the day before I lost my son, I was in so much pain. So I had low iron, blood, whatever. So I'm sitting here, I'm taking my iron pills, and I have never puked with my son. I puked one time with my son, and that's because I got overate. I have never puked with her. I never had morning sickness with him. So after I took my medicine, I just started vomiting everywhere. I went to work still. When I got to work, I still vomited. But I had I need to make some money for me and my son because I had finally got a job. That was me finally getting a job. So I'm like, I can't call off. So I went and bought some new clothes because I worked at Ross. I went and bought me some new clothes, and I put them clothes on and continued to work. When I tell you I worked that night shift, I was cramping so bad. This is me cramping. I was in labor. I was cramping so bad. I was in the fitting room just like, please, God, I don't know what's going on with me. I just need you to help me. I went to the bathroom and the blood stopped. For all these many months, the blood stopped. So I wasn't bleeding anymore. I'm like, okay, I'm cramping. There ain't no blood. So I don't give a F about cramping if the blood is gone. So yeah, the blood had stopped and I was cramping so bad. My job knew I had this condition and stuff because I was calling off prior to go to all these emergency rooms. I had got that job when I first found out what I was having, like a week or two before that. So I was calling off already the first time I got the job because I was bleeding like crazy. I was just still making sure that my son was okay. You know, his heartbeat was still there. And then my mom had got me this. Because if you got this condition, I'm going to just tell you, sometimes you're going to waste your time going to the hospital. Because the condition, you're supposed to bleed. But some days you get scared. Like, I got scared. Like, hold on, this is too much blood. So my mom had got me this. The doctor requested, like, you get a baby heart diaper. Like, I'm going to put it on my hand like this. And then it shows you the baby heartbeat and stuff like that. Once you put it on your stomach, it worked. I always felt my baby heartbeat. Yeah, so this saved me a lot of the hospital trips because I'm like, as long as I got a heartbeat, I know my son is alive. So I was good. So I did get this. And if you're pregnant, I purchased this off eBay. It's like an ultrasound thing. It comes with gel. I don't have the gel anymore because I was like listening to his heartbeat every 5 seconds. So yeah, if anybody wants this too, just, you know, comment and I'll give this to you. You can use gel. You can use lotion. You can use anything that's slide. Make it slide. Make this thingy slide around. You good. I got pink because I like pink even though I was having a boy. So, yeah, I got that. So, I had came home from that long work shift. And I just started putting the little heart monitor on my stomach. Like, I feel a heartbeat. I'm good. But here's the thing, y'all. My son was completely healthy. Heartbeat. Moving. He had no Down syndrome. They tested him. He was a perfectly healthy baby. I was the problem. And I'm going to tell y'all how I was the problem. So I come home, and at this point, these cramps, ain't no cramps no more. I was bent over my bed like this, screaming like somebody was trying to kill me. I was like, please, just let the pain go. It was so much pain, y'all. I was just screaming to the top of my damn lungs, like, please make the pain go away. So my mom took me to the hospital because the next day, so I had to call off work, and the next day, this is the day before I lost my baby, I went to the hospital. And when I got to the hospital, I'm just screaming and crying and just going crazy. I had just got my medical back, but it didn't fully kick in with me going to the hospital. Matter of fact, when I got to this hospital, they didn't take the medical I had, but they still like see me. But they didn't keep me, which they should have kept me, and I probably would have saved my baby. But, you know, I'm not going to blame nobody else and no hospitals and stuff. But, yeah. So, I get to the hospital. I'm just like, God, at this point, I don't care what you do. That's how bad the pain was. Like, what's going on needs to stop. So, the doctor comes in. He's asking me, am I aware that I have this condition? Yes, I know I have this bleeding condition. And he gives me an ultrasound, and before he gives me the ultrasound, he put his hand up. So when he put his hand up there, I was so over everything. I was like, I don't give a what you do. Just make the pain stop. He turns to my mom and says, she's having this baby. And that's when, like, the pain froze. Like, everything, I swear this is how it felt. Everything froze around me. And I just looked like, having what baby? Sir, I'm 4 months. What are you talking about? So he's like, her cervix is peaking. Peaking means I'm dilated. I'm like, how am I dilated? Like, what's going on? But since he didn't take my medical, he didn't want to explain to me that I was in labor. Like, he didn't give it to me raw like that. He was just like, you might have this baby, you might not. So I'm like, should I go back to work? Like, what should I do? Like, what's my next step? He says, go home, lay in bed, and talk to your son and tell him, no. Yeah, he said your son, because I knew what I was having. He confirmed that I was having a boy as well after he gave me the ultrasound. He's like, go home and talk to your son and tell him that it's not time to come out. No, you're going to give me some medicine or you're going to do something and make this stop. So I'm like, okay. So he gives me another ultrasound and my baby is breached. Like, when you're pregnant, your child, girl, boy, whatever, should not be turning face down, head down, or feet down until you're 9 months or 8 months and a half, because it's time to have them. So my baby was feet first, like ready to come out, and he was breached. So I'm like, okay. So at this point, I just get discouraged. Like, I get sad. Like, but I'm still in my head, like, I'm not losing my baby. I don't care what y'all telling me. So I went home and I did exactly that. And if it let me insert a clip, like I said the last 10 seconds ago, I will show y'all. I went home, I rubbed my stomach, and I put some music on. My baby loves music. Play music, you're going to actually see him move. Like, he loves music. I played music and I just talked to him and I was like, hey, I don't know what you're doing in there, but mommy loves you and mommy needs you to stay in there. Just literally 2 more weeks and they could have saved him. So I'm just like, just give mommy 1 more month of your time and we gonna be good. But at this point, my son said no. He just said no. Like, I felt it. He said no. Because from that point, I knew those was contractions. They was in my back, my vagina, my stomach, my head. They was everywhere. So I was screaming. I was just crying. I was just like, Mom, I can't take it no more. It was just so much pain. It was just so bad, you guys. Like, if you pregnant, I wish you the best luck, because contractions, baby, ain't no joke. If contractions was the person, I would send her up to beat people up. Like, I would send her to go beat people up, because contraction ain't gonna lose no fight, baby. Like, ain't gonna lose no fight, honey. So back to what I was saying. Now, this is the day I lost my son. So this is August 19th. August 19th morning. I'm popping Tylenols like they're Tic Tacs. I'm just popping Tylenol, because my dumb self didn't know that contractions come every few minutes. So I would tell my mom, like, the pain went away. And then 10 minutes later, I was like, it's back. So I didn't know that I was fully in labor at this point. So I'm just sitting home for like 3-4 days prior to just going to labor. So this is the day I had to have him. I'm literally screaming. At this point, I can't. It was nothing else I could do. I just couldn't bear the pain anymore. Like, I just couldn't bear it anymore. So I went and called my mom. My mom was like, I'm about to take you to the hospital. My brother, girlfriend, and my mom like, we're gonna take you to the hospital. The minute they said that, like me walking down the stairs to get in the car, I felt the push of blood. It wasn't blood. My water broke. So at this point, I'm soaking wet, like soaked. I have on yellow pants, but in my head, I'm thinking it's the blood from the condition. So I walk in the hospital and I'm just screaming like a little crackhead or something. Like, I'm just screaming. I got a bonnet on my head. I'm like, I just need some help. I just need some help, because I thought it was blood, and I thought like he was gonna come out. So they take me back in the emergency room. They taking my pants off, and they was like, there's no blood. So the doctor's like, we're gonna just do what we gotta do. So he put his hands up there for the second day, and when he put his hands up there, he said, you in labor. He was like, the gush of whatever I felt was my water breaking. So my water broke 10 minutes before I got to the hospital. So at this point, my contractions are like this. They're back to back to back to back. So I'm holding on the railings. I'm like, if he coming, take him out. Take him out now. Like, I was like, take him out. So I'm texting my child father. Here's me. I have 5 seconds to send a message before a contraction comes. So I'm like, hey, I'm having this baby, blah, blah, blah. Oh, screaming. Text him again. I don't know what's going on, but yeah, I got to give birth. So he's like, give birth? Like, you playing with me? You 5 months, bro. Birth? I'm like, contraction. I'm not playing with you, boy. I'm serious. I'm finna have this baby. So he's like, okay, are you having the baby now? I'm like, contraction? No, tomorrow. Like, come on, get with the program. I was so mad, y'all, because I was in pain. He wasn't getting it. It was just too much going on. So he's like, okay, I'm on my way. Blah, blah, blah. At this point, he calling me. I couldn't take it no more. I was pushing. I was 10 seconds from pushing, because the pain just got worse, and it just got worse, and it just got worse. So they finally get me into a labor delivery room, and they put some whatever in my thingy, but they asked me if I want the epidural so I could stop the pain, and I said no. Like, I wanted to feel everything my baby felt. If this is what my son had to go through because of me, I want to go through it too. Like, I want to feel everything he felt. So I didn't take an epidural. I ate all them contractions up. Like, this the best you can do? No, I'm just kidding. But I was crying, but still, I took all of the pain, because that's how I felt. Like, if my son have to go through it, I want to go through it too. I want to feel everything that I put him through. So they finally give me to a labor delivery room. I'm gonna just speed this up because this video is getting really long. So after they put me in the room, I just remember just feeling empty. Like, I had already felt empty before I had him. They gave me an ultrasound like 5 minutes before he came out, and he was just moving, and his heartbeat was still strong. And I turned to the doctor, and I was like, why can't you save him? Like, at this point, I'm getting aggressive. I'm getting more mad. I'm in pain. I'm just everywhere. And the doctor's like, he's too little to live outside of you, so we can't save him. So they was like, if he's still alive, you have an option to cremate him or have a funeral, or we could dispose him for you. I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna do yet, because it still hadn't clicked in my head that I'm about to have a baby and he's not gonna be here. Like, it still hadn't clicked. So I had finally started to give in for the epidural. So the doctors left out the room to get the epidural, and I just felt like my son wanted me to just go through it natural. Because as soon as he walked out, the doctor walked out, I sneezed. In a matter of 5 seconds, he was underneath me. Like, I chewed, and he was out. Because he was so little, I didn't really have to push. So I told my mom, I'm like, Mom, I just had him. And she's like, no, you didn't. No, you didn't. And I said, yes, I just had him. So when I pushed him out, sneezed him out, they start calling the doctors back in. And I remember, now this is the part that I just haven't fully crossed that bridge to being okay with. So the doctor, she grabs him, and she was cutting his umbilical cord, and they told me like to push so I could push his placenta out. And this is the moment. She looked at me and was like, she had him in this blanket. She had him wrapped up in this blanket, and he was inside of here in this thingy. And she was like, do you want to hold him? And my whole world crushed. Like, I just started crying, and I was just crying. And it just made me feel like shit. Like, a slap in your face, like having your heart ripped out of your soul and just thrown in your face, like, here, like, fuck you, basically. And I just started screaming. These is my good lashes. I just put these on, so I'm trying not to cry. But yeah, I just remember, like, crying. I was like, no, I don't want to hold him. I don't want to hold him. And my mom was like, why don't you want to hold him? And I was just like, because he's not alive. And he was. And he was like, no way, you just got to look at him. So when I held him, his lungs was just pounding and pounding. And my oxygen cut off. Right when he took his last breath, my oxygen, like, gave out. Like, I gave out with him. Like, this is too much for me. I can't take it. I can't do it. And after that, they had gave me, like, the breathing machine, and I have asthma, so they gave me a treatment. They was trying to get my oxygen back together, and they're like, you gotta stay strong, you can't give up, like, you know, whatever the case may be, you know what doctors be saying. So they had him on a little baby table, and I just remember just feeling like...
So in this part, I was really trying to, like, hold my tears
I'm just recording
back
this part 50
and,
million times.
you know, just not look dusty as
Just so
I do,
won't
but
cry.
I look
Maybe
dusty,
that's
my
what I
mouth
need.
look
Maybe I need to
oily
cry and
and
get it out.
spitty, but
Maybe
yeah,
I'm
y'all
done
get the
crying. Who
point.
knows? But
yeah, I just remember feeling like shit, like feeling worthless, holding my child, and I was just crying. And I was just alone. Like, it was just me and my mom, and I had asked her to, like, step out, and it was only me and my child. And I just looked at him, and I just felt like the worst person in the world. Like, I was the last person that he wanted to see. Like, oh my God. Yeah, so I was alone, and it just made me more depressed. Like, out of all the times me and my child father argued, like, I couldn't have you here just to understand where I'm coming from, just, I don't even know, like, to grieve with me, to just hold our lifeless child together. So I kind of feel like that made me stronger, like, to not cry, to not care about what people think about me, because I did it all on my own. Like, I could say I did my first pregnancy alone, losing my child alone. Everything was by myself. Like, it felt sickening. It felt everything in the world. And the next day, they told me I could keep him for the night with me. I had to stay overnight because of my oxygen shutting off, and I got really sick while having him. So I just, like, my phone, I had posted on social media that I lost him, and my phone was just buzzing and buzzing, like, right next to me, and I was just holding him inside of here, and I was just like, I don't care, like, I want to be with you. I want to be with you so bad. And I got up out the bed, like, and the doctor was like, you can't get up. I'm like, I have to use the bathroom. And I went in the bathroom, and I laid on the floor, and I was just begging, and I was begging, and I was begging God, like, just let it be a dream. Just let me wake up. Just let my baby be here again. And I was just begging and begging. Like, I have never begged like that much in my life. I have never been a beggar. But yes, I was begging, like, everything in me, that when I walked out this bathroom, I was gonna have a live baby, and I was ready to come see him with all his visits, and he was gonna be okay. And I walked out, and he was gone. He was dead. Like, I felt everything that I don't even know how I felt. I don't even know how I still feel. I just know that that shit hurt. Like, that shit hurt to the core. But yeah, so moving on, I stayed in the hospital 3 days later after having him. His certificate is on my wall. I don't feel like getting up to get it, but it says his name on there, and it says me and my child father name on there, and just saying, like, he got baptized by the church people or whatever. And yeah, so the reason how I lost him is from stress. I was stressed out. I was put through a lot, and the stress with having a condition irritated my cervix, and it opened up my cervix, so I had no choice but to have him. I went into premature labor. Like I was saying previous, the condition can cause premature labor, but I wasn't really like a miscarriage because of how far along I was, so it was more like a stillbirth / miscarriage. So yeah, but they still not 100% sure of if that's why I lost him, because he was perfectly fine. So it still was, the problem was me. And it was really probably because of the condition I had, and the stress made it worse. So that is how I lost my baby at 17 weeks. His name is Zaire Adam Pamir. And this is what the hospital gave me. He had to get the girl box because they had no more boy box. I wrote his name on it. So I wrote his name on it, but I'm gonna show y'all everything that's in this box before I end this video. I told y'all I put the heart monitor in there that I had got. I had bought some little booties for him. Yeah, this was the first thing I bought with those shirts. So he got these shirts. I had bought him some booties. This is the diaper they tried to put on him. They tried to put a diaper on him, but this is how big he was. So his whole body fit inside this diaper. His pregnancy test when I found out I was pregnant. Here's his ashes. I normally don't keep his ashes in here, but I put it in here for this video. Here's my stank ashes. I got this card from the nurses. Like, the nurses was so emotional. How emotional I was dramatically emotional. Like, I just couldn't pull myself together. I didn't speak. I didn't eat for 3 days. Like, anyone spoke to me, I just didn't speak back. But this is the card that all my doctors gave me after having him. Another booty. I really don't want to show his pictures, but I am going to show his pictures for the simple fact that this is his video. So these are his pictures. I told y'all he was wrapped up in this blanket. That's how they gave him to me. He got a really big head. He get that from his daddy, not me. But yeah, these are all his pictures. And this is my stank. This is his little footprint. And this is his name. The time I had him at 5:57 on August 19th, period. And I'm throwing a big old party for him. This is what I had on the day I found out what I was having. It was a boy. This is my hospital band I had on. Another pregnancy test. I just couldn't believe I was pregnant. I told y'all I took 100 of them. He got baptized. They had this on him. In the little cup, they poured the oil on his head. This was what was on him. And that is it. His blankets. That includes this video. So my message to all you females out there that's going through depression, abuse, mistreatment, anything while you're pregnant, none of that is bigger than your child. For one time in your life, be bigger than all that. Be bigger than depression. Be bigger than stress. Be bigger than anything that's coming your way when you're pregnant, because it's not about you. You're carrying another child. You're carrying another life, whether you want the kid or not. Like, nobody deserves to just be mistreated or abused, anything like that while you're pregnant. And if you do have this condition, make sure you get educated on it. Any condition, make sure you just get educated while you're pregnant. Make sure you know what you're fighting against, your body going against, and make sure you surround yourself around positivity. Stay strong. If you ever did lose a baby, condolence to you. No, we got us some angel babies, and I know eventually I'm gonna get my rainbow baby, and hopefully it's a boy again. You know, some people don't get blessed twice, but I'm praying for a boy. And yeah, for all my ladies out there, stay strong, and this includes losing Zaire.